Can I take your order? What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Leak, you feel me, coming at y'all with another reaction video, man. Now look, 7 p.m. Central Time, daily uploads, guys. You already know what time it is. If you're not here on time, I'm going to teach you a valuable lesson, and it's just that simple. I'm talking about a two-piece, by the way, so you better be here on time. But I appreciate the support nonetheless. Guys, this video is called The Sexual Revolution Has Gone a Bit Too Far. Now, I don't know exactly what this video is about, but I have a feeling that it's talking about, you know, just the hypersexuality. Is that the word? But just all the sex that's going around and how it's being pushed onto, you know, the generation. And yeah, we're going to see what the video talking about. I'm doing too much blabbering, man. I got my Burger King headset, as you can see. Let's get the video cooking.
Headlines all over the internet keep pushing the same story. OnlyFans creator Bonnie Blue slept with over 1,000 men in 12 hours. The adult content industry is a tricky one to talk about. Some view platforms like OnlyFans as an empowering way for creators to take control of their own income, while others see any form of sex work as disgusting, depraving, subhuman behavior. As with most debates, the truth likely lies somewhere in between, but I think that most of us can agree upon the fact that this whole sexual revolution we're currently going through is reaching extremes that in many cases are doing more harm than good. So let's take a deeper dive into the adult content industry, examining the exploitation, illegal practices, and ethical concerns hidden beneath the surface, and question whether modern sex work truly lives up to its promise of female empowerment. In order to
I just don't know. Me personally, and shorties correct me. Me personally, I don't know how you giving up your most powerful, you feel me? Not even your only powerful thing, because women are powerful. They give birth and all that. They got, you know, all that fucking natural abilities in their body to feed their children, like all that. Women have very powerful bodies, but I don't know how it's in women empowerment to be. I understand money is involved. Holy shit, you're making your own money. But giving away your most powerful, you know, thing, which is the thing between your legs, to any regular daggler and giving it to everybody decreases the value. So how does that empower you? Because you're controlling your body? Yeah, you're controlling your body, but unfortunately, how you move through life is not just about how you feel about yourself. It's about how other people perceive you. I can think I'm the greatest person of all time, right? Mentally. But then when niggas look at me, they like, hey, this nigga's a fat ass. He's a loser. He's this. He's that. He's that. So does my opinion really matter in the grand scheme of things? A little bit. So I just don't know how it's empowerment. Yeah, you controlling your own body, what you do with your own body. But if word getting around that you giving it up all willy-nilly, how is that empowerment to you? People, it's just decreasing it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Continue talking about this industry, I think we first have to differentiate between the professional adult film industry and the adult content creator industry, because those two things are very different. The professional adult film industry is undeniably a net negative on society as a whole. Many of the largest porn websites are controlled by the same parent company, MindGeek, which has now been rebranded as ALO. MindGeek has been at the center of some of the biggest controversies in the porn industry, with countless accusations of exploitation, non-consensual content, and unethical business practices. For years, the company has profited off of illegal and abusive material, including revenge porn, trafficking victims, and underage content that slipped through weak moderation systems. One of the biggest scandals came when MindGeek admitted to receiving money linked to trafficking and agreed to a 3-year monitoring period under a US federal agreement. A judge also recently allowed a class action lawsuit against them, where victims of child exploitation claim MindGeek knowingly profited from illegal content featuring minors. And on top of that, the women who are of age working for these companies have reported some pretty horrific stories of mistreatment and unfair pay as well. There's some absurdly insidious shit going on behind the scenes of just about every single adult content website because of this one company. Nothing about doing sex work for a monopoly is empowering, and it's clear that making adult content more accessible in this way for both workers and consumers has done significant harm. Now, this is where you can kind of start to see the positives of a platform like OnlyFans. Traditionally, all sex work, whether through porn, escorting, or other forms, has involved exploitative middlemen, such as pimps, adult film studios, or abusive agencies. OnlyFans and similar platforms cut out those intermediaries, allowing creators to set their own prices, control their image and boundaries, and keep a larger share of their earnings. But then there's the broader debate about how destigmatizing sex work impacts society and whether bodily autonomy should include the right to monetize one's body in any way one pleases. And I think this is where it gets a little complicated and where we should put the focus of our discussion. You know what what shouldn't be complicated though? Getting enough protein every day to build muscle. And to help with that, I have today.
You know what I mean? Alright, yeah, I do feel like we good. Yeah.
Find them. A common argument sex workers will use when advocating for bodily autonomy is that if people can use their bodies for physical labor, like construction, sports, acting, or modeling, then why should sexual labor be any different? Athletes are damaging their bodies for entertainment, models and influencers are profiting off their appearance, and actors are filming explicit scenes.
But the thing is, you talking about using your physical body, blah, blah, blah. Bro, the thing is like what actual good is like releasing, you know, your retention, you know, not doing retention, releasing your semen. What are there benefits for that? If so, I haven't really heard them besides, you know, to give birth, give life. And I'm not just gonna act like I don't be out here clapping cheeks or, you know, whacking the chicken every so often, you know, them type of things. But bro, like, I don't get how it's an argument. Like, I know I shouldn't be just wilding out. You know what I mean? Sometimes the lust take over, sometimes, you feel me? So, I don't know.
In mainstream movies, so why shouldn't OF girls be allowed to do the same? Me personally, I don't think we shouldn't allow people to do whatever they want with the body they inhabit. You should have full bodily autonomy. Right. The problem I have are the consequences of normalizing having tons of casual sex or porn, especially to teenagers who are being encouraged to pursue sex work as this freeing, lucrative business that empowers you. In reality, that's not what the industry is like for the vast majority of creators, and in some cases, platforms like OnlyFans only give exploiters even more of an incentive to indoctrinate literal children into the adult industry before their brains are fully developed. Right. The Bop House is a content creator house that I'm sure any gooner or goonette watching this video is probably familiar with. It's a group of OnlyFans creators, some as young as 19 or 20, living together in a massive mansion, collaborating on highly suggestive...
Bro, the dance moves be killing me, bro. Like, the dance, like, it's the dance moves for me. Like, look at this shit. Like, this ain't even no hate. This ain't even no hate.
It's a group of OnlyFans creators,
but like,
some as young as...
It be the views they be getting, like, look at the dance move. Look at Shorty on the right. Look at Shorty on the right. This ain't no hate. Look.
19 or 20, living together in a massive mansion, collaborating on
Shorty on the left. Like, what dance is that?
Content designed to attract gooner fans willing to spend obscene amounts of money on their OnlyFans accounts. And this is giving a lot of young, impressionable teenagers the idea that the adult content industry is this easy, glamorous way to make a living. The most popular influencer from the house, 20-year-old Sophie Rain, made $43 million on OnlyFans in 2024.
That's bogus to say.
With a huge draw to her being due to the fact that she mentions being a virgin. That just goes to show what a weird infatuation some of y'all have with virgins, and I guess I really shouldn't kink shame if we can even call that a kink, but anyways, the reality for the vast majority
I wouldn't say that's a kink though, because as a guy, you won't, like, you know, I feel like it's like kind of ingrained in us, like it's like a biological thing or something. You don't want a shorty that's been clapped 1,000 trillion billion times to be the you know, the woman of your life. Like, would you rather have the shorty that's clapped 1,000 trillion times, or would you rather have the one that's, you know, not out here wilding out? I don't feel like that's a kink.
Creators is far less appealing. There are over 4 million OnlyFans creators as of 2023, and only 1% of those are earning at least $10,000 per month.
Damn.
The real average earnings for an OnlyFans creator, $150 to $180.
No. You might as well just go sell some drugs, bro. I didn't know that was the average. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, because the internet did finesse me, and I'm into the internet. I would have been thinking, yo, all these OnlyFans girls making so much money, that's crazy work. But the average making $150 to $180 a month, my nigga, that's chump change, my nigga. Chump change. Come on, bro.
A month. Literal pennies. This creates a dangerous illusion that young women and some men are being empowered to take upon an entrepreneurial career selling their bodies while actually being financially exploited. It's taking advantage of young people who are desperate for money, who see this golden opportunity to get rich, even though they would much rather not be making adult content. And then they're putting in all this work for nothing.
All your morals
on
go
top
out the
of that,
window.
If your content gets discovered, you might experience deep regret and want to leave the industry, only to find yourself trapped, unable to transition in the mainstream careers due to your past. Now, of course, it absolutely is on the creator to take accountability for the consequences of their actions. If you didn't realize how hard it would be, how likely it would be that you would be making pennies, and how it might affect your ability to get jobs in the future, that is on you. But that same sort of argument.
But the thing is though, because of like the trajectory of like everything's going in life, bro, like people are letting people just get away with anything. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, right now it may be looked down upon. You may not be able to get a job. Nigga, can't nobody get a job anyway in this fucking economy. Can't nobody get jobs for real anyway, right? So it's gonna get to a certain point if the shit becomes oversaturated with everybody. Hopefully, I don't think this is something realistic that could happen, but it's gonna be oversaturated. Like, how many people you know that was wild stuff online next to you, because we put everything online. So how many, if you a job, or you like you hiring somebody and you do a background check and you see what they got on the internet, nigga, damn near everybody got something on the internet. It may not be corn, it may not be nothing crazy, but we live in a place where everybody has their phone out at all times. So it don't, so it's tricky.
It doesn't really apply when we're talking about, let's say, 18 or 19-year-olds who are still essentially children who are influenced by the success of young, wealthy OnlyFans creators on social media. And this is one of the big issues I have with making hypersexuality so normalized.
Yeah.
It creates a narrative that suggests it's acceptable for teenagers and young adults who may not yet fully understand themselves or the consequences of their actions to start uploading naked pictures or videos of themselves, treating sex like a commodity and purely transactional.
Right.
In my opinion, this diminishes the value of human relationships overall, which has far-reaching societal consequences, affecting everything from platonic to romantic connections. But it gets even worse when platforms like OnlyFans become so normalized that they end up fueling the very issue they were supposed to help dismantle, drawing actual minors into explicit content. Recently, the Bop House was involved in a big scandal involving a 17-year-old. They were letting this 17-year-old minor collaborate on content with the people in the Bop House. On the surface, it feels like a group of barely legal teenagers recruiting a minor for a future in the adult content industry. But that's not the disturbing part. The most disturbing part is that it is her mother.
No, I didn't know that.
Brings behind the scenes, exploiting her underage daughter's body on social media for profit. This unnamed minor's mother is the one who manages the OnlyFans-like accounts. And I say OnlyFans-like because you're not actually allowed to be a creator on OnlyFans until you're 18, where her daughter posts bikini pictures.
What do you get with these subscriptions? You get pictures of in bikinis and different outfits that are extremely sexually suggestive. I can't show you them on TikTok because I'm pretty sure it's illegal. There is not only the bikini photos and different outfits, there's Playboy imagery in the background.
And that same mother was sued in 2022 by 11 YouTubers who alleged she abused them emotionally, physically, and sexually for YouTube content.
100% think that Tiffany exploited our children for monetary gain.
You could argue that this is just one sick, twisted mother who deserves to be in prison.
Wait, so this is Piper's mom, right? The Piper shorty?
Would have found a way to make this happen regardless of whether these online spaces existed, and you'd probably be right. But the most relevant part is that the normalization of kids being promiscuous online was essentially the gateway for her to traffic her own child, selling her body online while she was still a minor. The fact that we see content like this as just another piece of social media content, the fact that we have become so desensitized to seeing 18-year-old women on the internet half naked is so weird. And it gets even weirder when a lot of content specifically targets teenage men to get them addicted to porn and spend their money on OnlyFans creators. Bonnie Blue, the woman I mentioned at the start of the video, has made numerous short-form videos of her basically hunting down, quote, barely legal teens to create content with.
Okay, so I've actually realized that the younger they are, like when they've just turned 18, they're the ones with the biggest loads. I want to sleep with...
Hey, come on, man. Come on, bro. There's no way people... Bro, what did she say? When they're 18? Bro, that's predatory, man. I ain't know she was wilding like this, bro. Like, that's crazy work.
130 barely legal 18-year-olds.
I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the 5 guys from? The 5 guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
It's pretty obvious to me that the reason she does this is to create a fantasy that teenage men, the demographic most susceptible to being manipulated into spending money on internet girls, have some chance at sleeping with her, and subscribing to her OnlyFans content fuels that fantasy or almost deludes you into thinking you have a chance with her. I'm just trying to imagine the absolute outrage that would happen all over the internet if a guy in his mid-20s was going around targeting teenage women trying to sleep with them. Is that a double standard we really want to keep? Like, does it really make it okay just because Bonnie Blue is a woman, because sexualizing women on the internet is so normalized, and because the men that she is trying to sleep with can technically consent to this? Another place where this sort of thing goes down that doesn't seem to be getting enough attention is the Snapchat Discover page. Now listen, the only reason I have this app downloaded is because we have a group chat with my high school friends, and this is the only way I can contact them on a regular basis, so don't judge me. If you haven't been on Snapchat in a while, they have a Discover page which kind of acts like Instagram's Explore page, but instead it's a bunch of short snaps you can flip through that feature creators or companies telling stories. And if you go there, just about every single Discover block is related to a corn star. What really goes on behind their friendship? Lisa Ann on her friendships with men. She spilled the truth about him, and it's just Johnny Sins. My parents kicked me out. That's another OnlyFans creator.
Bro.
She want to film with him next. That's another corn star. Just under 20% of Snapchat users are between the ages of 13 and 17, and yet they've flooded the Discover feeds with adult film stars.
So it's not even
that is designed and used by children. Is this really the kind of destigmatization we want? Allowing big corporations to expose children who don't yet have the brain capacity to understand the consequences of these addictions to adult film stars in legally ambiguous ways, all of which could contribute to a generation of men growing up to objectify women, seeing them through a purely sexual lens rather than learning how to respect and properly engage with them? To me, it's clear a lot of this shit has gone too far, and while it is crucial to support the autonomy of sex workers, we can't ignore the darker realities of this industry that have been spawning recently. Yes, OnlyFans has empowered some creators to live on their own terms, but it brings about difficult questions about mental health and the lasting effects this is going to have on society. And perhaps most telling of all is what the widespread attraction of creating and consuming this type of content tells us about the deeper issues going on within society. A lot of what's left out of discussions from creators who make content about the damaging normalization of the sex industry is how much men play a part in this. For the men who berate and belittle women for participating in this industry, you do realize that the only reason they can make a living doing this is because of men, right?
Yeah. We're not gonna try to clown the shorties for doing the OF if we the niggas that's fueling this. Well, not we, y'all niggas. I hope it ain't none of y'all. Y'all fuel, bro. The shit is literally free online. I don't know, like, how, like, do you think that you're, like, a part of, like, some community or something when you do that? When you pay money to join, do you feel fucking exclusive? Get your fucking freaky ass out of here. It's literally free online. Leaks. You can literally find leaks. No. I'm gonna get my fucking credit card. Nigga probably ain't ate in days. Nigga probably fat, out of shape. Can't run. Nigga probably wore Pampers to bed because he don't like getting out the bed in the middle of the night to take a piss. Ain't no telling what type of people out here trying to fucking buy OF when there's fucking leaks online, bro. When there's leaks online. Nigga trying to join the club. No, I don't want to watch no leaks. I want to pay. I want to get the real deal. It's sad, bro. It's sad. Paying, guys. Paying. Probably the same person that wouldn't even pay for it in real life. Same nigga that's like, I ain't taking no girls on no dates. The same nigga that'll go pay for OnlyFans. Same nigga that's like, I ain't buying no girls no drinks. I ain't buying no girl this. I'm going 50-50. Is the same nigga that's gonna buy a OF? Oh man. No, I don't know.
Very lost men who do not realize they aren't even speaking to the actual OnlyFans creators when they subscribe to them, but rather what is most likely their manager, are spending absurd amounts of money encouraging women to pursue this line of work. So we as men need to hold other men accountable too. In terms of what's worse, though, I would say...
But that's what's tricky, though. I ain't gonna keep pausing the video. That's what's tricky about men, bro. Like, we be homies, but they only be on a certain level. I don't know what my homie do in the dark. I'ma hope he, you know, a real nigga, and I should be able to peep the signs of him being a real nigga and not a weirdo. Because some people, bro, one of the main reasons to know if somebody's a weirdo, like as a guy, one of the tips is like them being around other girls, like as a group. Because if he out here, we trying to run a 2-man, or we just hanging with some girls, and he trying to clap cheeks, and he getting frustrated, and he catching an attitude because they don't want to let him clap, and all this, he may be a fucking weirdo. Because it ain't never that serious. You getting in your feelings, and when the girl say something like this about you, say this, say that, and you getting in your feelings, and you wanna pout. It may be something wrong with your ass, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It may be something wrong.
That OnlyFans creators targeting and taking advantage of specifically young men who are naive and not old enough to understand the consequences of their actions does call for more accountability than the young men that don't realize what getting into this is going to do to them. But you can't only be bad at creators when there's tons of male adults that are old enough to realize what they're doing, and which is spending crazy amounts of money on women they'll never meet. At that point, you have to ask yourself, what is it about our society that drives women to pursue this career or makes them feel like they have no other option? And what leaves men so starved for attention that they're willing to drain their finances for an OnlyFans creator they'll never even meet?
All right, this is it. I'm gonna answer those questions. Hold on, I want
they
both.
Have no other option.
All right, what is it about our society that drives women to pursue this career or makes them feel like they have no other option? Well, it's just the fact that I already said this before in plenty of videos. It's the fact that back in the day, it might have made sense. Work hard, go to school, you live a nice life. Nigga, your ass in this day and age, you can work as hard as you can, be the best person you can, and you still ain't gonna fucking win. So you talk about what society does drive women to do this career. Nigga, it's about morals at the end of the day. It's like, I compared it to selling drugs. I said, hey, you feel me? Back in the day, they introduced drugs into the community, this. It's like, yo, I can make this money, you feel me? Selling these drugs. It may be dangerous, but it's easy money, it's fast money, you know, compared to me trying to go to school, fucking pay to go to school, fucking, if I even get accepted, this, all these odds and stuff that you gotta go against. You know what I mean? And then you got shorties like this. You know, one of them, I'm pretty sure, went to college or was a straight A student or something like that. And what she must have realized, hey, I worked hard in school, and these girls are making this much bread. Why not me? I look good. Why not me? It's simple right there. Talking about what about our society drives women. It's just fucking, it's everything in general. You work hard don't correlate to you being successful. It's a lot of stuff that go into it. Working hard, knowing the right people, being in the right environment, all type of shit that go into it. So that's an easy answer right there.
And what leaves men so starved for attention that they're willing to drain their finances for an OnlyFans?
All right, what leaves men so starved for attention that they're willing to drain the finances for OnlyFans creators? I don't know exactly why you would pull out your card. I understand beating your what's her name. Yeah, I mean, I understand, you know, it is a wholeflation. You know, it's harder to pull girls for some reason. You got fives thinking they tens. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into, you know, why they may be online beating they meat more, bro. Because it's this whole, I ain't talking to no man unless he do this. So even the average regular degular shorty thinking that she can pull Chris Brown. And you're not Chris Brown. So, you know, you may have to work harder just to pull this 5 or this 6, you know, because she thinking she can pull Chris Brown with all her confidence and the way the shorties be feeding shit online, the rap music, and I ain't hanging out with him unless he's spinning the band and all this other extra bullshit. So it leaves them to go online instead of work hard, you know, clap cheeks. It's just, it's hard back and forth, guys. It's hard.
Creator they'll never even meet, because those are the questions that hold the real answer as to why this even exists at the scale it does in the first place. The glorification of influencers, hookup culture, the growing wealth disparity gap, the inability to find a stable, well-paying job out of college, the housing market, so many aspects of modern society influence people to turn to adult content out of survival and desperation. This creates a vicious cycle, where the hardships young people face lead to depression and loneliness, which then drive them towards creating or consuming adult content. Over time, this can spiral into addiction, intensifying their depression and anxiety. As their mental health deteriorates, they become even less equipped to tackle the very struggles that pushed them towards this behavior in the first place. And this cycle reinforces larger systemic issues like wealth disparity, unemployment, lack of education, community, and purpose, all of which contribute to the normalization of hypersexuality and the growing loneliness among young people. We need better resources for mental health, clearer regulations, and a society that respects bodily autonomy without encouraging harmful extremes. We need to raise children to be great parents and role models so they don't become the kind of parents who don't know how to monitor their children's internet usage, or worse, the ones who don't care at all about what their child is watching and how it's influencing them. Because a lack of proper parenting plays a huge role in this too. We also need to keep raising awareness about the potential dangers of entering the adult content industry at an early age and the addictions and mental health issues that could emerge later on. Like I said, this shit has gone too far and we need to speak up about it, continuously critiquing the extremes of this industry.
Guys, y'all gotta realize, and I'm saying this as a creator, because I can't be perfect, and it ain't no telling what's gonna happen in my type of career or whatever. I don't plan on fucking clapping shorties online for money. I don't plan on doing that. But look, it's also the fact that you got these content creators and you got these OF girls sneaking into the content. All right, this ain't no shade. I ain't even gonna say nothing, but it's times that I watch the clips of streamers and they with these girls, right? I'm like, okay, they with the bad bitches. What the bad bitch do? OF. Now niggas in the comments, who that? What's her at? What's her at? What's her at? Oh, she got an OF. Then what? You feel me? Because I don't think I've ever seen a time where I've seen a streamer bring some girls on there and it was like a regular daggler, shorty that look good that don't do OF. Usually, because that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens, bro. Like, you throw a party, who coming? The hoes. And so you streaming online, that's basically like throwing a party with your homies while people watching. Who coming? The hoes. What they want? Maybe some drugs, maybe some alcohol to get clout, maybe some clout. And then you got the watchers watching this shit, and they like, who is that? And then, she does OF. And then what they do? They go pay for that bullshit. And that may not even be intentional. That's not even intentional. You just got a guy streaming with some baddies, because a lot of these OF girls, they got the cheeks and all that. Why would you not want to clap them in real life? But these people that's watching the stream, what they gonna do? You know what I mean? They can't clap them in real life. They're not even there in real life. So what they going to do? Try to find something online of the shorty, and that's going to cook their brain. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. What I'm going to do, catch you in the next video. Bye.